Women's Day. As Deputy Mayor Sandy Clark has mentioned, there's power in this room. We belong to different faiths, but we are here in this room sitting together with a shared purpose, and that alone is power. And so tonight, as they have mentioned earlier, we will also be celebrating and recognizing women who have made our society here in St. Albert more stronger because of their dedication and quiet service. And I just want to say that I'm also part of the committee who recognized the application, and it was so humbling to read their stories. And I also want to thank the dedicated women of the St. Albert Interfaith Connections for their vision of having this event, because again, our differences is our source of strength. And so I'd like to ask our committee members to please stand up so you can be recognized. Let's give them a applause. And in all of the planning for International Women's Day, through my work in Belonging Facility, I've been involved with several events this month. And this is one of them, but in some of the conversations I've had with my other committees, there's one question that came up that I want us to start with tonight. And that question is about connectivity, connectedness, and belonging. So if I may have a show of hands, how many of you here feel that we are more connected than ever? Yet, there's that feeling of disconnected and loneliness. How many of you feel that way? Because you see, that's the world of the paradox that we live in right now. To be honest, you're right. We are in a generation wherein we are more connected than ever. But there are some studies that show that it's otherwise. It's not really happening. There's a study by Statistics Canada that shows that there is 1 in 4 seniors in the community feel a weak sense of belonging. But what is more alarming is the fact that more than 60% of young adults feel a sense of disconnect, of not belonging in their community. So there's that weak sense of belonging within the community. And so, in the sense of give to gain, I want to invite us tonight to think of giving in a different way. We know that giving is not just financial contribution. Giving is when someone extends a welcoming hand to a stranger. It's when every meal is shared across differences. And it's when every moment when you feel that that person belongs to your family, to your community, even though they're different from you. For me, I think that's the sense of giving. And it goes to the question that, we all understand what giving is, but sometimes we have to think about the impact of that giving. Is it really impacting or reaching that person's life? Is it impacting that person's, is your presence impacting that person's lives? And so, in the fact that we all know what the sense of giving is, we also know that different faiths, we have different terms of giving. And I'll try to pronounce this the best way I can. I'll start with Christianity, we call it stewardship. We also have tzedakah in Judaism. We also have dana in Buddhism, seva in Sikhism, and hukukula in Baha'i faith. Did I pronounce it correctly? And of course, in Islam, it's also termed as sadaqah. Different words, but there's only one meaning to this. And it's the fact that we are called to care for one another. And for me, that's the sense of giving that we should have in terms of tonight's event. You see, it's really very, very inspiring to see the architects that we have here in the room for Better St. Albert, because I believe that we all have the power to give and to gain, to impact someone else's lives. As an immigrant, during the times that we were here for maybe the first 5 years, there was a moment that I felt invisible. And I think those people who are hiding their identity can also feel the same thing. I felt invisible. I felt that don't have a voice in certain places, in certain rooms. But someone along the way did some simple acts. They made space. They listened to me. They listened to my stories. They became interested to what I had in terms of my life back home. They provided opportunities for me. And they also gave me that confidence. And those moments shaped me where I am today. I believe that my story is not unique. Most of us here are here because someone gave their time, someone gave their resources, someone opened doors for them. And one thing that we wanted to remember too is when we say, you belong here, that makes a lot of difference, especially if you're saying that to someone who is different from you. It might be a different faith, it might be a different culture, ethnicity, but the fact that you say to them, you belong here, that makes a lot of difference. And that's how we build community. There's also a study from the World Happiness Report that generosity in terms of giving builds trust. Trust builds resilience. And we all know that resilience builds community. And that's what holds the community together, especially in challenging times. And so, again, I'd like to thank everyone, the committee, for giving me an opportunity to speak tonight, to share with you what I thought of what Give to Gain is. If you have been building bridges, please double down on your efforts. But if you're still finding your way, I invite us all to welcome someone who is different from you, listen without any agenda, mentor someone who looks different from you, and advocate for someone who doesn't have a voice in the room. Because I believe that those simple acts are small ways, but it creates ripple effect. And that's how we build community. That's how we make people feel that they belong and that they matter. Thank you very much, and let's enjoy the evening.